Hey there, fellow investors, and welcome to another deep dive from the Morss Global Finance podcast team.
I'm Tiffany,
And I'm John.
our resident precious metals guru.
And we are ready to dig into some shiny details today.
Oh, yeah.
We are looking into Provident Metals.
We're going beyond just a basic company overview.
Beyond that basic company description, we want to see if their claims of being a Provident choice
Right.
for your precious metal investments hold up under scrutiny.
Absolutely.
So we've got their website, customer reviews, and even some legal documents to sift through.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And I have to admit, some of this stuff raised my eyebrows right from the start.
Oh, really?
Their website talks about a century of experience, but other sources suggest a much shorter timeline. That's kind of a red flag, isn't it?
It certainly raises questions. We'll definitely explore that discrepancy.
Yeah?
And we'll also dive into the mixed bag of customer reviews.
Okay.
And even a pending lawsuit.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, and did I mention they sell werewolf-slaying bullets?
Wait, what? Werewolf slaying bullets?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued.
Yeah.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
First things first, what exactly is Provident Metals?
They are an online retailer specializing in precious metals.
Okay.
Gold, silver, platinum, palladium, even copper and vintage coins.
Wow.
Founded in 2009, they've positioned themselves as a trustworthy source for investors, emphasizing high-quality products and strong customer service.
So the classic, we're your reliable partner in precious metals approach.
Exactly.
But the market is crowded. What makes them think they can stand out?
They focus on three key things.
Okay.
Ease of use, security, and competitive pricing.
Makes sense.
They aim to cater to both new investors just starting out and seasoned collectors looking for specific items.
Smart strategy cast a wide net appeal to different investor profiles.
Right.
But how did that translate to their actual product offerings?
Let's start with gold.
Okay.
They've got the big names covered: American Eagles, Canadian Maple Leafs, South African Krugerrands, all in various sizes from fractional ounces up to full 1-ounce coins.
Okay.
You can even choose between bullion or proof versions depending on your goals.
So something for everyone on the gold front.
Yeah.
What about silver?
Yeah.
Do they stick to the usual suspects there too?
They do have the classics, your American Eagles and Maple Leafs.
Okay.
But they go way beyond that. They've got a massive collection of unique silver coins from all sorts of mints.
Really?
Including those cool wildlife-themed ones from Canada, like the grizzly and wolf coins.
Wow.
And get this, they even have junk silver.
Junk silver.
Yeah.
Sounds intriguing and maybe a little risky. What exactly is that?
It's pre-1965 U.S. silver coins.
Okay.
They're not really about their face value anymore, but their silver content.
Interesting.
It's a popular option if you want to acquire silver at a lower premium.
So something for the bargain hunters out there.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got gold, silver. What about platinum and palladium?
Right.
Those seem a bit more niche. Do they even bother with those?
You'd be surprised they have a pretty impressive selection for both.
Oh, wow.
Platinum American Eagles, Canadian Maple Leafs, even some Australian platinum coins with unique designs like koalas and those from the Lunar series.
Wow.
For palladium, there are Canadian Maple Leafs and some Russian ballerina coins.
Wow. They really do cover a lot of ground.
They do.
And I'm guessing they don't stop there, do they?
Nope.
They also have bars, right?
You bet. They offer platinum and palladium bars in a range of sizes.
Okay.
From tiny 1-gram bars to hefty 50-ounce ones.
Wow.
For those who like to buy in bulk.
Okay. Color me impressed. They're
Yeah.
really aiming to be a one-stop shop.
Right.
What about copper? I know that's become a bit of an investment darling in recent years.
Copper isn't their main focus, but they do offer bars and rounds, often with those iconic American designs.
Okay.
It's a good option for people with a tighter budget who are looking for a potentially high-growth metal.
Right.
And yes, they even have copper in fun shapes like bullets.
So not the werewolf slaying kind,
Yeah.
but still a fun way to get into copper investing.
Exactly.
But let's shift gears a bit. We've talked about what they sell, but what about the services they provide? What
Yeah.
makes them different from just buying a bar of gold from your local dealer?
That's where things get really interesting, and that's what we'll dig into next.
All right, let's delve into these services. What do they offer beyond just a wide selection of precious metals?
One of their standout offerings is the Precious Metals IRA.
Okay.
Now, most people think of stocks and bonds when they hear IRA,
Right.
but this is different.
So instead of betting on the stock market, you're putting your retirement funds into tangible assets like gold and silver.
Yeah.
That's pretty fascinating, but how does that actually work?
Provident Metals partners with Preferred Trust Company,
Okay.
which acts as the custodian for your IRA. This ensures everything is compliant with those tricky IRS regulations.
So Provident Metals provides the metals, and preferred trust company handles the paperwork.
Exactly.
And make sure you're not running afoul of the tax man. Sounds like a pretty streamlined system.
It is. It takes the hassle out of setting up and managing a precious metals IRA. And speaking of streamlining, they also have a sell to us service.
Ah, so they help you cash in on your precious metals when you're ready to take profits or need some liquidity.
Exactly.
That's a crucial part of any investment strategy.
Right.
Tell me more about how that works.
It's designed to be quick and easy. You contact them for a, quote, agree on a price, and they send you shipping instructions once they receive and verify your metals. They issue your payment within 3 business days.
That sounds pretty efficient. What payment options do they offer?
They have 3 main options.
Okay.
An ACH transfer, which is basically an electronic check,
Okay.
is free of charge. Then there's a paper check for $30 or a wire transfer for $25.
So you can choose the option that best suits your needs and level of urgency, but I'm guessing they don't take just any random piece of silver you find lying around, right?
Right.
Is there a minimum order value for this service?
Yes, there is. To use the Sell to Us service, you need to have at least $1,000 worth of precious metals to sell.
Makes sense. It probably wouldn't be worthwhile for them to process smaller transactions. Now, earlier we touched on their educational resources.
Yes.
Let's unpack those a bit more. What kind of information are they providing to investors?
They have a dedicated knowledge center on their website,
Okay.
a hub for both beginners and experienced investors.
Right.
For starters, they have a glossary of terms. Let's face it, the language of precious metals investing can get pretty jargon-heavy.
Definitely. I've gotten lost in the terminology myself a few times. So glossary helps demystify things for those who aren't fluent in bullion speak.
Exactly. They also offer comprehensive bullion investment guides.
Okay.
These cover the basics of gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and even copper. You'll find information about each metal's historical performance and the factors that influence their prices.
So it's like a crash course in precious metals investing, helping people make informed decisions. But what about those who are interested in the collectible side of things, not just the pure investment angle?
They have a dedicated section for that, too.
Oh, wow.
The Knowledge Center includes information about collectible coins covering their history, design, and technical details.
Okay.
It's a great resource for anyone interested in numismatics.
It seems like they've put a lot of effort into creating a one-stop resource for everything precious metals.
Absolutely. And it's all freely available on their website, which shows a commitment to educating their customers now before we move on to the more controversial aspects of Provident Metals.
Okay.
Let's quickly touch on their payment and shipping policies. What are the key things investors should know?
Sure. Logistics are important, especially when you're dealing with valuable items. So how do payments and shipping work with Provident Metals?
They offer a variety of payment methods, including bank wire, ACH transfers, personal checks, cashier's checks, money orders, and even Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. That's interesting. They're embracing the cryptocurrency world as well. But what about the more conventional methods like credit cards or PayPal?
Unfortunately, those aren't accepted. They don't take PayPal credit cards, Apple Pay, or Google Pay.
Good to know. So let's say you've placed your order and paid. What can you expect in terms of shipping?
They offer free shipping on orders over $199, which is a nice perk.
Okay.
For orders under that amount, there's a flat shipping fee of $9.95.
That's reasonable. What about shipping times? Are we talking days, weeks?
Typically, orders take 5 to 10 business days to process and ship.
Okay.
However, if you pay with a personal check, it can take a bit longer because they need to wait for the check to clear.
That makes sense. But what if you're in a hurry? Do they offer any expedited shipping options?
Yes, they do. In some cases, you can choose faster delivery methods like UPS or FedEx. And importantly, all shipments are fully insured, so you can rest assured that your precious metals will arrive safely.
That peace of mind is crucial when you're dealing with valuable items. You don't want to be left wondering if your gold coins are going to end up lost in the mail somewhere.
Exactly. Now, we've painted a pretty rosy picture of Provident Metals so far.
Yeah.
But we can't ignore the elephant in the room, those mixed customer reviews.
Right.
And that's where we're heading next.
All right, Tiffany, let's tackle these customer reviews. You mentioned they're a bit of a mixed bag. What's the overall sentiment we're seeing?
It's a puzzle. On one hand, they have an excellent rating with the Better Business Bureau, almost a perfect score based on over 80 reviews. That's a pretty strong endorsement.
It certainly is, but you mentioned things get a bit murky on other platforms. What's the story there?
Their scores on sites like Trustpilot, Yelp, and SiteJabber are significantly lower, averaging around 2.5 stars out of 5. That's a pretty stark contrast.
Wow, that is quite a discrepancy. What seems to be driving those lower ratings? Are there any common themes in the negative feedback?
The positive reviews tend to highlight the things Provident Metals emphasizes: competitive prices, fast shipping, and helpful customer service.
Yeah.
But the negative reviews raise some red flags. We're seeing concerns about damaged goods, lost shipments, and difficulties with returns.
Oh, no.
Some customers reported receiving damaged gold bars, which is a major issue.
Yeah. Yeah. A damaged gold bar isn't exactly a minor inconvenience. It erodes trust, especially when you're dealing with such valuable items.
Yeah.
What about the lost shipments?
Some customers had issues with packages going missing, and they felt that Provident Metals wasn't very helpful in resolving those situations.
Hmm.
It's like their customer service shines when everything goes smoothly, but when problems arise, things get a bit dicier.
That's definitely a concern. It's easy to be friendly and helpful when everything's going well,
Right.
but the true test of customer service is how they handle things when things go wrong.
Exactly. And then there's the elephant in the room that we mentioned earlier, the pending lawsuit.
Right.
It's a case titled Shugart v. Provident Metals Inc. Itty Al Al, filed in Pennsylvania Eastern District Court.
A lawsuit always adds another layer of complexity.
Yeah.
Do we have any insights into what this lawsuit is about?
Unfortunately, the specific details of the case are not readily available. It requires a deeper dive into legal records, which anyone can do through resources like Unicourt.
So while we don't have specifics, it's certainly something potential investors should be aware of and potentially research further.
Absolutely, it's part of the due diligence process.
So Tiffany, after all this digging, what's your take on Provident Metals? Are they
Right.
truly a provident choice for investors, as their name suggests?
It's a tough call. There's a lot to like. Great deals on a wide selection of products, educational resources that are genuinely helpful, and a generally easy to use platform.
No.
But those customer service concerns and the pending lawsuit are red flags that shouldn't be ignored. It's like a beautiful house with some cracks in the foundation. You need to know what you're getting into.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners? What advice would you give someone considering Provident Metals?
I'd say proceed with caution and do your homework, compare their prices with other reputable dealers. Don't just skim those customer reviews. Dig into the details, both positive and negative. And if you're really serious, it might be worth looking into that lawsuit to understand what's going on there.
Great advice. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to making financial decisions. You don't want to jump in, blindly weigh the pros and cons, do your research, and then decide if Provident Metals aligns with your investment goals and risk tolerance.
Exactly. This deep dive has given our listeners a lot to think about. Hopefully they feel more informed about Provident Metals, both the good and the bad.
It's all about empowering investors to make the best decisions for themselves. Now we'd love to hear from you, our listeners. Have you had any experiences with Provident Metals, positive or negative? What other factors would you consider before investing with them?
Share your thoughts and insights in the comments, and maybe this will spark another deep dive into some of the topics we've raised today. Until then, happy investing.